The decision that shook the monarchy. A decision no one saw coming rocked the royal family to its core. King Charles, a figure known for his measured approach, made a bold move that left Queen Camilla completely blindsided. The choice wasn't just shocking. It sent ripples through the monarchy, raising questions about its future stability. For a family built on tradition, such a disruption was both rare and deeply unsettling. For decades, Camilla had stood as a steadfast figure by Charles's side. From enduring public scrutiny to navigating personal and political challenges, their partnership seemed unshakable. Yet, behind the palace walls, tensions had been quietly brewing. Subtle power struggles, whispered disagreements, and conflicting visions for the monarchy's future painted a picture far removed from the polished public image. What drove Charles to act so decisively? Those close to the family suggest this wasn't an impulsive choice. Instead, it was the culmination of months, perhaps even years, of unresolved conflict. Rumors had been swirling for weeks, hinting at discord within the family. But when the announcement came, even insiders were stunned. Camilla, now queen consort, found herself at the center of the storm. Despite her influential role within the monarchy, this decision underscored a rift that no one had anticipated. Was this a moment of clarity for the king? Or a response to long-standing issues that had finally reached a breaking point? As the dust began to settle, one thing was clear: this wasn't just about a single decision, it was about the legacy of the monarchy itself. But the full story behind this seismic moment? That's where things get truly intriguing. The spark that ignited the controversy lay within a single act, one that would shake the foundation of the royal family. And it all began with the royal villa. The catalyst: Camilla's bold move. The heart of the controversy lies in a decision that many viewed as a direct challenge to the traditions of the royal family. At the center of it all was the royal villa, a historic estate rich in symbolism. For generations, this property had been more than just a home. It was a cornerstone of the monarchy, representing unity, continuity, and a shared legacy. But one unexpected action would transform it into a source of division. Camilla, queen consort and a prominent figure within the royal family, made a decision that blindsided everyone, including King Charles. Without consulting him or other senior royals, she took control of the royal villa and repurposed it for her private use. This move wasn't just unexpected, it directly contradicted Charles's explicit instructions to keep the estate under joint family ownership. At first glance, the decision might seem trivial, a matter of property management in a sprawling royal portfolio, but within the monarchy, where every action carries profound symbolic weight, it was viewed as a breach of trust. The royal villa wasn't just another property, it was a representation of collective values, a symbol of the monarchy's ability to stand united through generations. Camilla's unilateral decision sent shockwaves through the royal family. Senior members, including Princess Anne, were outraged. Anne, a staunch defender of tradition, reportedly described the move as inappropriate and a betrayal of the monarchy's core principles. The incident exposed fault lines within the family, turning what might have been a private disagreement into a full-blown scandal. The fallout was swift. Behind closed doors, accusations and tensions flared. Some saw Camilla's actions as a calculated power play, while others speculated that it was simply a misjudgment. Whatever the intent, the damage was done. This moment marked the beginning of a deeper divide. It wasn't just about a single estate. It was about control, influence, and the values that define the monarchy. The question now was whether this rift could be repaired, or if it signaled a more profound shift in the royal family's dynamics. And for King Charles, the stakes had never been higher. The fallout, a family divided. The royal villa scandal didn't just shock King Charles, it fractured the delicate balance within the royal family. What began as a dispute over a single estate quickly evolved into a full-blown family crisis. For senior royals like Princess Anne, the move symbolized a breach of trust that threatened the monarchy's very foundation. Her reaction was swift and uncompromising. Anne, known for her unwavering dedication to preserving royal traditions, reportedly confronted Camilla directly. To her, this wasn't just about the villa, it was about safeguarding the values the monarchy had upheld for centuries. Sources close to the family revealed that Anne's stance was crystal clear. The villa isn't hers to take, it belongs to the monarchy, not one individual. This statement, while firm, captured the sentiment of many within the royal inner circle. Tensions flared as other family members began to take sides. While some sympathized with Camilla, others saw her actions as a dangerous precedent. The incident brought long-standing issues to the surface: unspoken rivalries, subtle power struggles, and differing visions for the monarchy's future. These conflicts, once buried beneath layers of royal protocol, were now out in the open. For King Charles, the fallout was deeply personal. As both a monarch and a husband, he found himself torn between his duty to the crown and his loyalty to Camilla. Privately, he wrestled with the implications of the scandal. Could the monarchy withstand another public controversy? And more importantly, could his relationship with Camilla survive the growing scrutiny? Behind the scenes, Anne began urging Charles to take decisive action. Her advice wasn't about punishing Camilla, but about protecting the monarchy's integrity. She emphasized that royal assets, particularly those steeped in history like the royal villa, must remain symbols of unity rather than points of contention. The cracks within the family continued to deepen. What had once been a united front now seemed fragile and uncertain. The royal villa scandal was no longer just an isolated incident. It was a wake-up call, forcing the family to confront unresolved tensions and make hard choices. The path forward would not be easy, and the next steps would define the monarchy's future. Anne's stand, a protector of tradition. As the fallout from the royal villa scandal deepened, Princess Anne emerged as a central figure in the unfolding drama. Renowned for her no-nonsense approach and unwavering dedication to duty, Anne became the monarchy's voice of reason during a time of growing division. She saw the villa controversy not just as a breach of protocol, but as a direct threat to the monarchy's stability and legacy. Anne's commitment to tradition had been a hallmark of her decades-long service to the royal family. From her tireless work ethic to her steadfast adherence to royal values, she was widely respected as a guardian of the institution. This made her response to Camilla's actions all the more significant. For Anne, the issue wasn't just about property, it was about principle. The royal villa was a shared asset, a symbol of unity that transcended individual desires. To claim it for private use without consultation was an affront to everything the monarchy represented. Behind closed doors, Anne took a firm but measured approach. She didn't attack Camilla personally, but she didn't mince words either. She reportedly urged King Charles to address the situation head-on, emphasizing the importance of collective ownership of royal assets. "This isn't just about us," she argued. "It's about preserving what we stand for generations to come." Her influence didn't stop there. Anne worked tirelessly to rally support among other senior royals, reminding them of their shared duty to protect the monarchy's integrity. Her stance resonated with many, who saw her as a stabilizing force in the midst of chaos. Yet, her intervention also risked deepening the divide between Camilla and the rest of the family. For King Charles, Anne's involvement was both a blessing and a burden. Her insights and experience were invaluable, but her strong stance placed him in an even more difficult position. Balancing his role as monarch with his personal loyalties was becoming increasingly complex. Anne's actions highlighted a deeper truth: the monarchy's strength lies in its unity and adherence to tradition. But with the family more divided than ever, the question remained, could those values endure? The answer would depend on the choices King Charles was about to make. Charles's dilemma: loyalty or duty? The royal villa scandal had thrown King Charles into a deeply personal and public conflict. As both a monarch and a husband, he was faced with a near impossible choice: remain loyal to Camilla or uphold the principles of the monarchy. For a man who had spent his life preparing for the throne, this moment was one of the greatest tests of his reign. Charles had always prided himself on his ability to navigate complex situations with diplomacy. But this time, the stakes were different. The controversy surrounding the villa wasn't just about a breach of protocol. It symbolized the growing tension between tradition and personal relationships within the royal family. For Charles, the question was simple but agonizing: which mattered more? Privately, Charles wrestled with the implications of every possible decision. Supporting Camilla risked alienating other senior royals, particularly Princess Anne, whose counsel he deeply valued. Yet opposing her would likely strain their marriage, a bond forged through years of adversity and public scrutiny. The pressure was immense, and the eyes of the nation and the world were on him. Adding to the complexity was the broader context of the monarchy's future. Charles understood that the institution was at a crossroads. Public trust in the royal family had wavered in recent years, and the villa scandal only added fuel to the fire. His decision would not only impact the family's internal dynamics, but also shape the public's perception of the monarchy's ability to adapt and endure. Behind closed doors, Charles sought advice from his closest advisors, including Anne. Her arguments were compelling. The monarchy's strength lay in its collective values, not individual ambitions. Yet Charles also felt a deep sense of responsibility toward Camilla, who had stood by him through decades of challenges. In the end, the decision wasn't just about resolving a single conflict. It was about defining the kind of king Charles wanted to be. Would he prioritize the unity of the monarchy, or would he protect his relationship at all costs? As the pressure mounted, one thing became clear: whatever path he chose, it would have far-reaching consequences for both the royal family and his legacy as king. The consequences: a shift in the royal dynamic. The fallout from King Charles's decision began to take shape almost immediately. The choice, whatever it may have been, sent shockwaves through the royal family and sparked intense speculation among the public. This wasn't just another royal controversy. It marked a pivotal moment in the monarchy's history, one that reshaped the family dynamic in ways no one could have anticipated. For Princess Anne, the outcome was bittersweet. Her advocacy for tradition and collective values had resonated with many, but it also created friction within the family. Anne's strong stance, while principled, placed her at odds with Camilla, deepening the divide between the queen consort and other senior royals. Yet Anne remained resolute, viewing her actions as necessary to preserve the monarchy's integrity. Camilla, on the other hand, found herself navigating uncharted territory. The villa scandal had cast a long shadow over her role within the monarchy. For some, it raised questions about her judgment and suitability as queen consort. For others, it was a reminder of the complexities of blending personal relationships with the royal life. Despite the controversy, Camilla remained steadfast in her commitment to supporting King Charles, even as whispers of dissent grew louder. For Charles, the aftermath was a test of his leadership. His decision had far-reaching implications, not just for the family's internal dynamics, but also for their public image. As king, he needed to project strength and unity, even as tensions simmered behind the scenes. The villa incident had exposed cracks in the royal facade, and repairing them would require both diplomacy and determination. Public reaction added another layer of complexity. The media dissected every aspect of the scandal, fueling debates about the monarchy's relevance in the modern era. While some viewed Charles's handling of the situation as a sign of decisive leadership, others saw it as evidence of a family struggling to adapt to changing times. The villa controversy, once an isolated incident, had evolved into a turning point for the royal family. It forced them to confront unresolved tensions, redefine their roles, and face an uncertain future. And for King Charles, it solidified one truth: leadership often comes with painful sacrifices. Public reaction: a kingdom divided. As the royal family grappled with the aftermath of the villa scandal, public reaction was swift and polarizing. Across the United Kingdom and beyond, the story dominated headlines and sparked heated debates about the monarchy's role and relevance. What had once been private family tensions were now a matter of public scrutiny, and the fallout only intensified the pressure on King Charles and his family. The media played a pivotal role in shaping the narrative. Some outlets framed the incident as a power struggle, portraying Camilla's decision as a bold but divisive move. Others questioned her judgment and criticized the monarchy for allowing internal disputes to spill into the public eye. Social media, too, became a battleground for opinions. Supporters of Camilla praised her independence and resilience, while critics accused her of overstepping and undermining the monarchy's traditions. For many, this scandal reignited broader discussions about the monarchy's place in modern society. Was it still a unifying force, or had it become a relic of the past? The royal villa, once a symbol of continuity and legacy, now stood as a reminder of the challenges facing an institution steeped in history, but struggling to adapt to contemporary expectations. King Charles found himself at the center of this storm. Public opinion was divided on his handling of the situation. Some saw his response as measured and appropriate, a testament to his commitment to the crown. Others believed he had faltered, allowing personal loyalties to cloud his judgment. The pressure to navigate these conflicting perceptions added to the weight of his role as both a leader and a father figure within the family. Despite the criticism, there were also moments of public sympathy. Many acknowledged the difficulty of balancing personal relationships with the demands of monarchy. The scandal highlighted the humanity behind the crown, revealing a family wrestling with challenges that resonated with people on a deeply personal level. The public's divided reaction underscored the complexity of the situation. The royal villa controversy was no longer just a family matter. It had become a lens through which people questioned the monarchy's identity and future. And for King Charles, it was a reminder that leadership often means facing judgment, both inside and outside the palace walls. The road ahead. A family at a crossroads. The royal villa scandal left the monarchy at a pivotal moment. As the dust began to settle, it became clear that the royal family faced two paths: continue down a road of division and discord, or find a way to reconcile and restore unity. For King Charles, the decision wasn't just about resolving a singular issue. It was about shaping the future of the monarchy in an era of intense scrutiny. Behind the palace walls, discussions turned from blame to solutions. Princess Anne continued to advocate for a collective approach, urging the family to prioritize tradition and unity over personal interests. Her voice carried weight, but it also required a delicate balance. The tensions between Anne and Camilla were still fresh, and bridging that gap would take time and diplomacy. Camilla, too, faced a choice. While her decision regarding the villa had sparked the controversy, she now had the opportunity to rebuild trust within the family. Insiders suggested that she began taking steps to mend fences, showing a willingness to work collaboratively on future decisions. For her, the path forward was about proving her commitment to the monarchy, not just as queen consort, but as a unifying force within the family. Publicly, King Charles sought to project an image of stability. In speeches and appearances, he emphasized themes of continuity, service, and resilience. But privately, he remained acutely aware of the challenges ahead. The scandal had exposed vulnerabilities within the monarchy, and rebuilding confidence, both within the family and among the public, would be no small task. The royal villa itself became a symbol of the monarchy's broader struggles. It represented both the traditions that bind the family together and the conflicts that threaten to pull them apart. How the family chose to move forward from this moment would define its legacy for generations to come. As the royal family stood at this crossroads, one truth became undeniable. Their future depended not just on their ability to preserve tradition, but on their willingness to adapt. For King Charles, Princess Anne, Camilla, and the rest of the family, the road ahead was uncertain. But one thing was clear: every decision from this point forward would carry the weight of history. Lessons from the past. Echoes of royal challenges. An exercise for learning. As the royal family faced the uncertainties of the future, echoes of the past served as a poignant reminder of the challenges they had overcome. The monarchy had weathered countless storms before, from abdications to scandals, each time adapting to preserve its legacy. The royal villa controversy was the latest in a long line of tests, but it was far from the first moment of crisis to challenge the crown. For King Charles, history offered both lessons and warnings. His mother, Queen Elizabeth II, had navigated similar moments of turmoil with grace and resolve. Her ability to maintain the monarchy's stability during times of upheaval became a blueprint for leadership under pressure. Charles now found himself in a similar position, tasked with upholding those same values while charting a path forward in an era of unprecedented scrutiny. Princess Anne, too, found inspiration in the monarchy's enduring resilience. She often cited her parents' unwavering commitment to duty as the cornerstone of the institution's strength. To Anne, the villa scandal was a reminder of the importance of placing the monarchy above personal conflicts. It was a principle she had upheld throughout her life, and she remained determined to ensure it guided the family through this latest challenge. For Camilla, the lessons of the past carried a more personal weight. As someone who had once been vilified by the public, she had experienced firsthand the power of redemption. Over the years, she had worked tirelessly to rebuild her image and carve out a respected role within the monarchy. The villa controversy, though damaging, was another chapter in her journey of proving her dedication to both Charles and the crown. The family as a whole began to reflect on the broader implications of the scandal. It wasn't just about preserving tradition, it was about understanding how to evolve while staying true to their values. The royal villa had become a symbol of this balance, representing the monarchy's need to honor its heritage while adapting to the demands of modern society. As the royal family looked to the future, the lessons of the past provided both comfort and clarity. They had faced challenges before, and they would face them again. What mattered most was how they chose to respond. Together. A kingdom reimagined. The next chapter. The royal villa scandal, though deeply divisive, became a catalyst for transformation within the royal family. As the dust settled, it was clear that the monarchy could no longer operate solely as a relic of the past. Instead, it needed to find a way to honor its traditions while embracing a more unified, forward-thinking vision for the future. King Charles, recognizing the weight of the moment, began taking deliberate steps to rebuild trust, both within the family and with the public. He initiated private discussions with senior royals, creating an environment where grievances could be aired and solutions explored. These meetings weren't just about addressing the villa controversy, they were about redefining how the family would navigate challenges together. Princess Anne, as always, played a pivotal role in shaping the path forward. Her unwavering focus on tradition was balanced by a pragmatic understanding of the need for adaptation. She proposed clearer guidelines for managing royal assets, ensuring transparency and collective decision-making. These measures were designed to prevent future disputes while reinforcing the monarchy's values. For Camilla, the journey toward reconciliation required humility and effort. She began taking steps to mend her relationships with other royals, particularly Anne. Camilla also worked to demonstrate her commitment to the family's shared mission, emphasizing her role as a supportive and unifying presence by Charles's side. While the road to rebuilding trust was long, her actions showed a willingness to learn and grow. Beyond the palace walls, The royal family embarked on a renewed campaign to connect with the public. Appearances became opportunities to showcase unity, and messages focused on themes of resilience and modernization. The royal villa itself, once a point of contention, was eventually repurposed as a symbol of this new chapter, an estate dedicated to charitable endeavors and public engagement. As the monarchy entered this reimagined phase, one thing became clear. The villa scandal was more than a crisis, it was a turning point, forcing the family to confront its weaknesses and find strength in unity. For King Charles and the royal family, it was a reminder that even in the face of adversity, the crown could adapt, endure, and inspire.